guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing really well. It's coming up to about 3:30 now, and I wanted to do a little evening routine. Tonight I'm going to give it a go. It's normally absolute carnage in the house, like between the hours of like 4 PM and like 7, 8 PM. It's just a lot, but I know that I'm preaching to the choir because I know a lot of you are going through the same stage of life as me right now, and it's just like everyone's tired, everyone needs something, and there's like a routine to be had, but like no one really wants to follow the routine. It's all just up in the air. So yeah, that's what life looks like at the moment. But luckily enough, tonight Ash is actually going to be back from work early, so he's coming back about 4:30, I think. So fingers crossed tonight's going to go a little bit smoother. So I've even pushed the boat out and booked onto a fitness class tonight. It's an online one, so I'm hoping that by the time of the fitness class, which is 6:30, I'll be able to sneak myself away into the living room, do my class whilst the kids are getting bathed. Hopefully, if like George doesn't cotton on to the fact that I'm in the living room and like he doesn't come downstairs, then I can do my class and then I can take over for bedtime, because George is just quite funny at the moment. He just wants me to do bedtime, and that's like fine. I'm not up for the fight. Like I'm happy to do bedtime. You know, it doesn't always work that way, but we'll try it. And then after he's asleep, I can finally have a shower, wash off the day, do my skincare, and then start to wind down for the evening. Hopefully by that point all the dishes would have been done and all that kind of stuff. And to be honest, that is why it's so nice to have Ash about in the evenings, because whilst I'm doing something, he can be doing something else, and like we're like a bit of a team rather than it just being all on one person all the time. I'm already looking forward to that moment, like where everyone's asleep and I can just have a shower and do my skincare. It's a good time of day, isn't it, Hallie? It's honestly like the time of day where I feel like me, finally, without having to put everyone else first. I just feel like it's time for me to focus on myself, and I feel like as a mum of two, as a mum generally, there's not a lot of times where we can focus on ourselves, so that time for me is like sacred. I actually had my new Skin and Me Daily Doser arrive today, which I'm really excited about because this is like powerful personalised skincare for me. This one's actually a brand new formulation for me because I actually redid the consultation form that you do on the website. It's so easy and you don't have to go anywhere, you just do it all from your phone. You just answer a few questions about your medical history and like your skincare concerns. For me, it's changed a little bit recently, just because I have been experiencing some more hormonal breakouts, which is my main area of concern, like the hormonal acne area around my chin and my jawline. I've just suffered with it basically since pregnancy, like the first time round, on and off, and Skin and Me has massively helped it, but I have been getting worse hormonal breakouts since stopping breastfeeding, and it's like, obviously all to do with bloody hormones and just being, you know, the constant changes that your body goes through when you have babies and get pregnant, and as a woman, it's all just all over the place all the time. There's constant changes. So that's why I like the consultation form. You can constantly keep in touch with the team to make sure that you've got the right like formulation for your current concerns. Yeah, like I say, I updated all of my details, sent over a few updated pictures, and then yeah, I've got my new formulation which I'm going to be using tonight, and I'm very excited to see if this helps make a difference. This is my little daily doser. It's got my whole month's worth of skincare in there, and you just literally turn this top bit, a little bit of product comes out until it clicks. And then when it clicks, that's the right amount, and you put it on your face and it's the perfect amount. I just love that all the active ingredients in here are just in one tiny little daily doser that I know is just so easy. I literally just cleanse, use this and put a moisturiser on. I don't have to do like an 8-step routine, know exactly what combination of things to put on my face to make sure that it reaches the goals. It's literally just all in here. This is my treatment and it's all I need to use. If you've wanted to try Skin and Me for a while, now's a really good time because you can get your first daily doser with my discount code for £4.99 using my code, which is Shannon03Y. I'll pop it up on the screen now. But yeah, I'll also pop a little link down in the description box if you wanted to tap the link and get your first daily doser for £4.99. But for now, I'm going to go and pick George up from nursery and we're going to start the evening routine. So voiceover incoming. So we get home from nursery about 4:20, and 9 times out of 10 George is very tired by this point. He's 3.5 now and he is not napping anymore, but it does get to, like I say, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and he is very emotional. He's very tired, but we still have to cook dinner, we still have to get all the snacks keep him entertained until at least 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then that's when we kind of go upstairs and try and wind down. While Josh just took himself off into the living room, I'm giving Hallie a quick little snack, so she's entertained in the high chair so that I can try and get George a snack. He's quite fussy with things, especially when he's tired, so I offered him a yogurt. He was very, very upset about the fact that I'd offered him a yogurt, so I think we ended up settling for a hot chocolate, which to me is a great treat, and usually George is pretty happy with this as an option. But today it was not his day. I was trying to make him this hot chocolate and all he was doing was crying at me, and it was just about getting through it, cracking on and managing the emotion as well as I could. Mine and his. Sit safely though, okay? Right. Put your legs up. Okay, put your legs up. You can. I know, I've heard you. You can do it. Right, I'll get the spoons out and then you put them in the Mickey Mouse mug, okay? There you go, you do it. 1. Yeah, grown-ups have to get it out and then you can get it in. Great, well done. I think the thing is with most toddlers, they just want to be heard and they just want to have a little bit of control over situations. Obviously, I know that's not always possible, but I try my best with George because it makes everyone a lot happier and it makes my life a lot more manageable. We made hot chocolate. I don't know really what he was upset about at this point. I think he was just tired. That's when Daddy came home and we all sat at the table together for a little bit. George decided to open the yogurt that he refused to eat earlier and it went all over my legs, so I obviously needed to clean that up. But Ash then took the kids into the living room and I could tidy up a little bit. But tonight we decided that we were going to divide and conquer with the kids because it's just so much easier. I was going to cook with Hallie in the baby carrier and Ash was going to sit in with George and try and keep him awake, maybe play a bit of Paw Patrol or something like that on the Xbox with him. He's super into all of that kind of stuff. Like I said before, George is super tired after nursery, so keeping him awake to avoid the danger nap means that he will probably go down at a decent time tonight if he can stay awake until about 7 o'clock, which would be perfect. So yeah, Hallie's in the baby carrier. We're going to go and start our HelloFresh meal. We're having this Beijing style chicken and pak choy stir fry. Everyone absolutely loves it. Anything with soy sauce in it, George absolutely loves. Hallie's not going to have this, so I'm going to make her something different. I think I'm just going to grab something out of the freezer. For Hallie, I've made a few little batch cookie things for her, purees and various other things. So I'm going to grab a few bits out of the fridge for her in a minute. Hallie wasn't a fan of being inward facing tonight, so we went to outward facing instead. I think she just likes looking at everything. Anyway, the kids are always aggy when I'm cooking dinner, whether they're tired or hungry. It's always just such a rush. But yeah, I was trying to make sure that George didn't snack on things, so I was giving him a little bit of milk to keep him going before dinner was cooked. It was only going to be 10 minutes, but you know what it's like when a toddler is crying and whining. All you want to do is help them out. So I gave him a little bit of milk and him and Daddy were playing a Paw Patrol game on the Xbox together. That George absolutely loves. I don't know how to play it, so it's a nice little bonding thing for them to do together.
Mighty Pops. I'm Mighty Pops on.
Hallie was getting on alright in the baby carrier, but I was just about to start frying off some chicken and I didn't want it to start spitting up at her, so I popped her back in the living room with the boys and she was totally fine. So it gave me a little bit more freedom, a bit more movement to finish off the dinner. Like I said, I was just going to grab some bits out of the freezer for Hallie so that she could have a dinner with us at the same time. Just pulled out some sweet potato wedges and some broccoli puree that was mixed in with some of her formula that I batch cooked ages ago. I had that in the freezer, so I got a bit of that out and I was defrosting that in the microwave. And then I just chopped up a bit of frozen banana and popped it in her baby feeding tall thing. Frozen banana, it tastes like ice cream and it's so good. It really curbs my sweet tooth craving. But yeah, that's what Hallie's having for dinner. Nice and easy. I was just taking the skin off of the sweet potato so it's easy for her to hold. And then unfortunately George had a little accident, so Ash was sorting him upstairs, giving him a little bit of a wash down, and I was just sorting the washing, and after I vigorously washed my hands, I started to serve all of our dinners. George was not keen on putting trousers on, but we had words and we got there in the end. Trousers first, please. Honestly, meals like this, when we can get everyone around the table and just eat together, it's so lovely. Everyone loves this kind of food as well, which is really, really nice. It's not spicy or anything, so the kids can have it. Obviously, Hallie's not having it because it is quite salty with the soy sauce and stuff. But eventually, when we're older, I'd love to be able to just eat all the same food as the kids and really enjoy meal times together. I actually showed George that Hallie was having frozen banana, and I told him that it tasted like ice cream, so he wanted a little bit, so he got some as well. But it was a little bit too cold for him, so I got his leftovers, and I was not not complaining about it at all. Absolutely loved it. It was very cold though, I get his point. Hallie did do all right with her food. We're getting there a little bit of weaning. She's definitely a lot more confident with her sitting, which is definitely helping, and her grabbing and things. And she's getting a little bit more comfortable with textures and feeling things. So yeah, we're definitely getting there. And I'm kind of just living by the rule of food is just for fun in the first year. I'm trying not to focus too much on it, but I am going to try. I'm going to still offer her food every single meal time, and sort of go from there. Sometimes we do have really good days and other times we don't, but as long as everyone's happy and not too stressed about it, I'm kind of hoping that that's how I can continue this little weaning journey with her. I know we'll get there in the end. It's just taking a little bit more time than I thought it was going to, but I'm trying to not stress about it too much. But once she was all finished, Ash took her up for a bath and I started cracking on with the dishes because there were plenty of dishes to be getting on with. George had run into the living room and I was really worried that he was going to fall asleep, so I kept like shouting at him saying, "Hi George, do you want to come and help me?" And he didn't come in and he didn't respond, so I was quite worried that he was actually falling asleep. I just went to check in on George and he was so tired, he was just about to drift off, and I was like, oh my gosh, no. Had to take him upstairs and it wasn't the most fun. He was a little bit sad that I woke him up, so we went upstairs and I gave him over to his daddy who tried to give him a bath. I'm not sure how successful that was, but it was time for my exercise class, so I came straight back downstairs after getting changed, quickly wiped the mat and everything that the kids had just been like eating on and all that kind of stuff, and I started doing my exercises. I have absolutely adored prioritising doing these exercise classes where I can. I try and do 2 a week. Sometimes they're in person, sometimes they're online. The great thing about the classes that I do is that they're on every day and you can pick and choose which ones you want to do. So I usually try and do the ones in person, but if I can't get out of the house and there's an online course that night, I'll try and do that. Obviously sometimes with the kids running around it's quite difficult, but thankfully tonight Ash was upstairs with the kids, getting them nice and bathed, and I had my AirPods in so I couldn't hear anyone, and I could just crack on and have a little bit of me time. It's something that I haven't really been the best at prioritising, but I know that I need to. And it's not just for my fitness, it's also for my mental health and my well-being. I feel so much better when I get all those endorphins pumping around my body, and I just feel like I've taken a little bit of time for me and I feel good in myself. Especially when I get out of the house and go to those groups and socialise, I feel like I get so much from it, and it's not just about the fitness. I've also got an issue with my hip at the moment and I need to build up the muscle around my hip, so in my glutes and my thighs, I really do need to build up muscle around there. So these exercises are nice light exercises that can help me do that, so hopefully that's going to help me as well. But yeah, I've absolutely been loving it, and if it's something that you've been thinking, oh, I don't have the time, or you know, life's too hectic at the moment, like same, it is hectic and it's really easy for us to drop ourselves and prioritize everyone else. But I do think it's really, really important that we're filling up our own cups so that we can pour from our cups and give it to other people. And as soon as I was finished, it was only just 7 o'clock and I could go upstairs and read George a story. He was laying in bed, he was still awake, but I read him a story and gave him a little cuddle and kiss, and then it was finally time for me to have my evening shower and do my skincare. I could not wait. I always just keep it dead simple with my skincare. I use these 3 Skin and Me products, which is the Skin and Me cleanser, which I'm going to use in the shower just to get off any like dirt from the day, any sweat from my exercise class, any SPF that I had on earlier, and it is just a really nice hydrating cleanser, which I really, really love. Then I just use the Daily Doser, which is the powerful personalised skincare for me and my skincare concerns, which I absolutely love. Don't forget, I've got my discount code, which I'll pop up on the screen now, which gets your first Daily Doser for only £4.99, and the ongoing price is only £24.99 instead of £29.99. I personally saw results within the first month, so I would highly recommend checking it out. Like I said, I'll link it all down below. And then I actually wanted to dye my eyebrows tonight. I usually do this like maybe once every couple of weeks. I just use the Eyelure brow dye. I'm pretty sure that this is the one that everyone would use, but before I actually go in with the eyebrow dye, I just wanted to go around the edges with some Vaseline just so that it doesn't stain like around my eyebrows. So I'm going to pop that all around, and then I'm going to put some eyebrow dye on, and then I'm gonna get into my really comfy pajamas. I absolutely love these ones. These are these massive oversized pajamas that I got from Primark when I was pregnant, and they are the best thing. I love them so much. By the way, I absolutely love my bedside table. It's full of wipes, bottles, Calpol, thermometers. You can tell that we've all just been really sick, and you know what? There's no point in me moving this because we're all gonna have another cold in about a week's time. Am I right or am I right? I'm gonna sort my washing out so that there's nothing on the floor, and then wash it all off. But it didn't really go very well, and I don't think I left it on for long enough, so I think I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to moisturise first, and then I'm going to go and marinate my eyebrows a little bit more. But that is pretty much my evening, guys. That was actually a fairly nice evening. I'm really glad that I was able to get my workout in. I'm glad I was able to have a little bit of a pamper. I'm now going to go downstairs, have a cup of tea, and sit down and watch Below Deck Down Under with Ash and chat about the day and maybe actually catch up and see how his day was at work. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby.